Alright, let's talk about one of the most intense visuals in the Bible, a flaming sword guarding the entrance to the Garden of Eden. Sounds like something straight out of a fantasy novel, but it's way deeper than just an epic security system. Why did God place a literal spinning, flaming sword to block the way back to the Tree of Life? And what does it actually mean? Let's break it down. Rewind from the beginning. Adam and Eve in paradise, living in direct relationship with God. No sin, no death. Just good vibes and endless food. But then the fall happens. Adam and Eve eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, even though God specifically told them not to. Sin enters the world, and suddenly everything breaks. Their relationship with God, their own innocence, and even creation itself. And here's the big consequence. So he drove the man out, and at the east of the Garden of Eden, he stationed a cherubim and the flaming sword, which turned every direction to guard the way of the Tree of Life. God kicks them out of Eden. He places the cherubim and a flaming sword at the entrance. At first glance, it looks like pure punishment, a harsh reaction to their sin, but it's actually a massive act of mercy. Here's why. The Tree of Life granted eternal life. Before the fall, Adam and Eve had access to both trees, the Tree of Life and the Tree of Knowledge. Now that they had sinful, fallen bodies, if they had eaten from the Tree of Life again, they would have been stuck in that fallen state forever, with no chance of redemption. God was protecting them from eternal suffering in a sinful world. The flaming sword meant judgment and separation. Fire in the Bible often represents judgment and purification. The sword also symbolizes division, the separation between humanity and God because of sin. This wasn't just about keeping them out of a physical place. It was about showing that sin separates us from God's presence. And then the third point is that it points to Jesus. Here's where it gets really deep. The flaming sword wasn't just a guard. It was a prophetic symbol of what would be required to restore humanity's access to God. In order to get back to the Tree of Life, someone would have to pass through the sword, meaning face the judgment of sin. That's exactly what Jesus did on the cross. He took the flaming sword of God's judgment so that we could have access to eternal life again. The flaming sword wasn't just about cruelty. It was about protection. It stopped humanity from living forever in a broken world and pointed ahead to the only way back to eternal life, through Jesus. So next time someone asks, why was there a flaming sword at Eden? You could tell them this. It was mercy. Through protecting Adam and Eve from eternal ruin, it was judgment, separating fallen humanity from God. And it was a prophecy, pointing to Jesus, who would take the sword for us. Pretty crazy how a single small detail in Genesis connects to the entire gospel. Thanks for listening, and if you're enjoying biblical breakdowns, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.